What is the creator economy and why should you care? Well, it turns out you did care, big time. Because this past year, the global creator economy is estimated to be worth more than $104 billion. And here at Whalar, we brought you the biggest names to help you navigate the creator economy. For this special episode, we're giving you all the best mic drop moments from this past season, so you can be the smartest and most interesting person at your next holiday office party. Every week, Jamie Goodfriend, Emma Harmon, or Ashley Rudder has hosted this podcast. And this week, we're having a producer takeover. Welcome to this special episode of Everything's Better with Creators. I'm Kalina Salgado, your guide to all things happening in the creator economy. First up, you'll hear from the marketing master herself, Anne Marinovich, Chief Content Officer of Adweek. Here's her take on what's in store for the future of marketing.
Creator economy and creators, I think, have the potential to have the biggest impact on the future of marketing as we know it. There's so much conversation right now about metaverse and Web3, and those things will also play a role, but I think creators are really the driving force of change right now. And we really see an opportunity and a responsibility, even more than an opportunity, at Adweek to help marketers truly understand what's going on in the creator economy. When we talk about creators, I think there's still a lot of gray area for a lot of people. And there's this kind of WTF, I don't exactly know what creators what it means when you talk about creators and influencer marketing. So we really think there's an opportunity to help educate the entire marketing ecosystem around how important this is and why the smart brands really need to not just be thinking about how to work with creators, but how to build an always-on strategy.
Speaking of the marketing ecosystem, we can't talk about social media without talking about TikTok, the social platform where content is king and authenticity matters more than follower count. Don't believe us? Just listen up to TikTok's very own Cartoon Weiss and Adrian Lahens.
Brands, creator, and the community are participating their way through problems. And it's unique and it's beautiful to see it happen at scale because it is authentic when it is real. And all the brands and products and services that have ever been created are genuinely created to enrich and improve lives. So when you look at product on TikTok like duetting, when you look at product like stitching, when you look at some of our most recently launched product like branded missions, where we ask the community to engage back with us, either creator or brand, what we're really starting to do is we're allowing people to do traditional human primal behavior, which is engage with each other.
So typically having like a creator who might have, 1 million followers, but then packaging it up with creators who can really tap into such a diversity of different communities on the platform. Because the thing about TikTok too is like the way that you want your brand to connect and show up on the platform, you want it to really be authentic and be able to connect with different, cultures and subcultures. And in order to do that, working with creators who tap into those communities really effectively. And oftentimes, they might have, 100,000, 300,000 followers, but that's really meaningful because they have, cultivated these connections that, are really engaging and they spark a lot of conversation. People are coming to TikTok to be entertained, right? They're coming to be inspired. They're coming to discover something new. Creators are certainly the backbone of all of that. And TikTok makes it really easy for anyone to become a creator. There's so many, tools and features within the app that make it really easy for anyone to kind of come on board and tell their story and tell it in a way that is really unique and engaging. And creators are taking storytelling to a whole new level.
Speaking of cultivating connections, Peter Lee, the king of Web3 NFTs, spilled the tea on how brands should optimize their communities on the blockchain.
I think for brands right now, it's got to be thought of as that loyalty program of the future, meaning the ownership of the asset should unlock many things of value to them. Value could be in the form of my old days of the Catalina coupon, right, in store. Like, it could be value now that's instantly dropped to them in a wallet that relates to a discount on a product. It could relate to them being a loyal customer, and you can see it because you can see into their wallet, and saying to them, they now get that, I always go back to Pepsi's, cultural side, right? The money can't buy experiences, the Super Bowl, the concert that CPG companies throw. And so we've now started digitizing a lot of these loyalty programs. I almost imagine the early days of My Coke Rewards. Haven't kept up with it by any means, but what could Coke do if the My Coke Reward was now living on chain and was transparent, and you can understand the information more, right? And you can start having that dialogue in a very digitized way. What more creatively could you do? How does the world of collectibles, right, work the same way? So I think you got to understand the general foundation, and obviously brands have incredible agencies, right, that just are focused on a lot of this stuff and are diving in right now. But you do have to understand the basic foundation. You don't need to understand all the technology, right? There's a lot of partners for brands. But I think that should fuel a lot of the creativity that we're not quite seeing today, that everybody's trying to figure out.
Next, we have the brilliant Michelle Gold, who formulated the blueprint for how brands should build online communities. Phil Jackson may be the king of the triangle offense, but Michelle Gold is the queen of the brand community pyramid.
So the way I've been thinking about it, and this will probably change 6 months from now, but the way I've been thinking about it is I envision this pyramid, right? And at the very top of the pyramid are what I call brand catalysts. These are people that, stand for your brand values. It's kind of the traditional people that brands have signed. And what you expect from them is to really represent your brand and create content and be a like-minded, partner to your brand. Those people are not the people who are going to be selling stuff for you. Like, that is not the objective with that play, right? So these are the bigger audience kind of, entertainment type deals. At the bottom of the pyramid are your affiliate creator partners, right? These are people that it's a groundswell effect where you're finding these people who have really incredible audiences that trust them, that love them, and they have a proven track record to buy. And I feel like those two types of creators just in and of themselves are so different.
And speaking of creators whose audiences love them, we're taking you back to our very first episode of Everything is Better with Creators with Latinx creator house Familia Fuego. When we spoke to Familia Fuego's Alexia Del Valle and Monica Villa, they talked to us about their journey from treating content creation as a hobby to building a full-blown career as creators.
I mean, personally for me, before the house, it felt like I was just pulling at straws and hoping for the best. It felt like I wasn't really moving in any set direction. But now that we're here, we have a schedule mapped us for us every week, and we start our week with a meeting. It really has changed everything, because now I feel like, okay, this is my job. I'm going to wake up today, do this, this, and that. Tomorrow I have this. I'm going to post on these days. I have this brand deal and these deliverables to get to this week. And yeah, it really feels great, honestly, because it's crazy that we're working, but it doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like our hobby, which for all of us, this used to be a hobby, and now we're making a living off of it. So it's really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think it was a huge, I feel like after we, joined the house, we learned so much from each other as far as production-wise, learning how to edit, kind of catching up on different techniques from each other. So it was an experience like coming in and then looking back now, reflecting, we've learned so much just from each other, being in a house, producing content together. So it's been really awesome. So I feel like my personal brand from here has grown a lot because I've learned again about different cultures. Like, one of the biggest things is like I am, Puerto Rican, but I've learned so much about the Mexican culture and learned that even though they're all from, Mexico, they come from different parts and they know different things. So I've learned a lot about that as well. So I think that helps me to be able to connect to my followers more, because at least for that, like that specific group, I know more and I can involve more things that might be relatable to them as well.
You see, it's all about a creator's connection with their audience and communities. When we spoke to Chrissy Quayle, the dog dad of His Pets page, Hammy and Olivia, he walked us through how the pandemic and a moment of boredom started the Hammy and Olivia pet phenomenon.
I had a whole week to myself at home for the first time in 8 years, and I was losing my mind, Ashley, and I had this random moment, and I saw my dog Olivia, and she was laying next to the vacuum cleaner and essentially just giving it some sass. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna film this because this is hilarious. And I did some lip dubbing and just thought, like, how would a dog respond to a vacuum cleaner? And I posted it to TikTok strictly for their editing features. I didn't know. I think anyone that downloaded TikTok back then was just doing it for a joke, just to see what the fuss was all about, and didn't really take it too seriously. And then posting that video, Ashley, I went outside. I was having a happy hour drink with Sarah on our balcony, and my phone just kept vibrating. And I looked at her and I was like, something's happening right now. Like, I don't know what's going on, but something's happening. And in 20 minutes, the video had 250,000 views. And it was at that moment that I looked at her and I said, you know, something, like, people need this. Like, this is something that we can do. And I think just a quick smile every single day can help get people through this. So that started everything. You know, I got 2 thumbs. I got 2 thumbs, and we got 7.5 million people that follow us across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So it's a lot. And, you know, I hope if you know, our audience is listening to this, that they know that they're not being ignored, they're not being neglected. It's just, there's only so much time in a day. And I know that the number one priority is that they get to see Hammy and Olivia do what they do. And I know that's going to be more important to them sometimes than us responding to a, hey, how are you direct message, right? You know, that said, I have to allocate time to engage with our community because, Ashley, they're some of the best producers for us. They have the best ideas. They know our dogs almost as well as us at this point. And they're like, you know, it would be so funny if Olivia got asked to prom. I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. Like, we're going to make that tomorrow. And I think it's great. And we'll tag them in the video sometimes when it's their idea. And it gives them this sense of inclusiveness in our brand. And I think that makes just community building all the more powerful. And, you know, we're blessed, 2 cute dogs just trying to enjoy their day. So, but yeah, no, we love our community.
Brands and creators, if you're ever wondering what your audience wants to see from you, just ask and keep an eye on the comment section. Like Chris said, fans are the best producers. For our last mic drop moment, you'll hear from the legendary mother of disability rights, our Beyond Disability queen, Judy Heumann. Judy went from working at the White House to becoming a content creator, and here's why.
And the reason I wanted to do more social media is I wanted and still want to bring the voices of disabled people primarily, and some non-disabled people who are working as strong advocates with disabled people. I want their voices to be heard. For me, I think the general audience of disabled and non-disabled people can learn from the stories of other people. So that's really a lot of what I try to do, is let other people have their stories come forward and look for stories that are not all on the same path, but many, many different types of stories with people of different ages and different disabilities and different skill sets and interests. Because ultimately what we're trying to do is influence people's thinking to understand that disabled people want to be able to be respected in our communities and be able to contribute.
So, if you're still asking the question, what is the creator economy and why should you care? It's all about engaging with today's culture. You see, as culture changes, so does traditional media. And online, creators, brands, and communities are all connecting and engaging with one another. So here at Whalar, we're guiding you on how to build your business, creator, and marketing strategy in the creator economy to have a long-lasting and successful impact. We hope you've enjoyed what you've heard and will come along with us as we navigate this journey to the promised land of the creator economy. Everything is Better with Creators is proud to be part of the Adweek Podcast Network and Acast Creator Network. Make sure to subscribe or follow our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or wherever you like to listen to audio. And of course, we love a rating and review if you get the chance. Special thanks to all our amazing and brilliant guests who inspire us to keep evolving, creating, and building our way through the creator economy ecosystem. Make sure to check out more from Whalar and all things at the intersection of talent networks, brand partnerships, technology, and creativity at Whalar.com. And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. For Everything is Better with Creators, I'm Kalina Salgado, Whalar's Millennial Podcast Producer. We'll catch you next year. Happy holidays, everyone!
Everything is Better with Creators is produced by Whalar. Whalar, we power the creator economy. Learn more at Whalar.com.